What's going on, guys? Welcome back once again to the PopComplex. Today I wanted to share an old relic from the past, from my past actually, that I know will probably be very nostalgic for a lot of you guys. So I was a huge fan of the Super Nintendo and Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, all of those classic games from the early to mid 90s that were really such great retro classics on the Super Nintendo. But there was one game that sort of stood apart from the rest of those games because it was so different, it was so revolutionary, it was so groundbreaking, and it paved the way for a lot of future programs, software, and basically a lot of the programs that, a lot of creative people and artists use today. I'm talking about the one and only Mario Paint. Yes, that's right, guys. Mario Paint from 1992. It was the second Super Nintendo game that I ever owned, aside from second to Super Mario World, which came packed in with my Super Nintendo. I cannot tell you guys the hours and hours and hours that I enjoyed playing and creating, drawing, creating stamps, and my personal favorite, the Music Maker. But once I got the Mario Paint Player's Guide, that was a game changer, guys. To be able to create such great musical effects, such great pieces of music that were just basically outlined for you. The stamps and the backgrounds, the tips and the tricks, it was all right there and you could create it. It was in the palm of your hand with that Player's Guide. But anyway, guys, I enjoyed Mario Paint well into my teenage years as well. I was still playing my Super Nintendo into my teenage years, well into the era of the Nintendo 64. I would actually flip-flop back and forth and still go back to the old Super Nintendo and play that. And I spent still hours and hours in my mid-teenage years playing Mario Paint. So today, guys, I have an old VHS transfer video that I found of some of my childhood Mario Paint projects. They were actually from when I was about age 15, and the majority of them consist of recreating through Mario Paint tributes to my favorite musical group, my favorite band of all time, always has been and always will be. That's right, I'm recreating back then the Beatles album covers in Mario Paint. That's right, guys, I recreated at the time when I was a kid, when I was a young teenager, painstakingly recreated a lot of the Beatles album covers, and it was a passion project for me, and I spent hours on these, and I transferred them over to VHS. I recorded them on VHS from my VCR back in the day when I was about 15. Yes, that's right, still playing Mario Paint. Well into my early to mid-teen years, but I want to share that with you guys. So here they are, without any further ado, my Beatles album cover recreations in Mario Paint. My name is Matt, and this is the Pop Complex.